Franks. Here.
Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Leader of the Government, the Treasurer. What health grounds was the extension of the unrestricted trading hours for retail businesses made upon? Health grounds, yes. You know, public health grounds.
Treasurer.
Mr President, I think that's self-evident from the statements I've made right from the word go that the public health grounds were primarily about social distancing, Mr President. Some of the appalling scenes we saw in the early days and weeks of the COVID-19 pandemic, when hundreds of people massed in aisles of supermarkets fighting over goods on the shelves, Mr President, certainly would have caused alarm to anyone concerned about social distancing and prevention of the spread of COVID-19. So, Mr President, it was on that basis that the government, listening to the public health advice, Mr President, initially instituted the first of the 30-day exemptions that we've continued to offer to allow supermarkets to better control, or supermarkets in particular, to better control the number of customers coming into their stores. And I'm sure the honourable member would be familiar that a number of the supermarkets, Mr President, have continued to control the number of customers within their stores. Some of us had to queue in queues up to 100 metres long as we wait to get into our favourite supermarket, Mr President, appropriately socially distanced as people count the number of people within their store at a particular time. In other supermarkets, Mr President, they have had one-way aisles in terms of instituting traffic movements within those particular stores. All sensible precautions in relation to preventing the spread of COVID-19. So, Mr President, for each subsequent decision that I've taken as the responsible minister, I've sought public health advice from SA Health, and I've indicated publicly that as soon as the advice that I receive indicates it's no longer required, well then I won't be instituting the 30-day rolling exemptions. I think there's probably at least one potential position in the decision-making process where we come to the end of September, which is the end of the current legislative arrangements we've made on a whole range of other decisions as it relates to COVID-19. But certainly until then I'll continue to take advice from public health officers, senior officers within SA Health. I do note I was also minded that I received very helpful advice from the Honourable Mr Pangallo, who did actually publicly urge me to adopt this particular position, and when I first did so, congratulated me in a rare example of congratulating the Treasurer on picking up his idea in the first instance, Mr President, to do so. And given the Honourable Mr Pangallo's strong views on shop trading, I welcomed his intervention and public exhortation on me to adopt his position in relation to this particular issue. So, Mr President, I'll continue to take public health advice principally in relation to social distancing and the need to regulate the number of customers at any particular point in time. Clearly, the longer the hours are available, Mr President, the greater the capacity for those stores to allow people to shop over extended periods if they so choose in relation to accessing the goods that they need to access.
Will the Treasurer provide the names of those officials who provided this public health advice and table the public health advice he has received to this decision to continue the unrestricted shop trading hours?
Treasurer.
Mr President, the names of the officers are the... what's his name? No, the second one, David. No, David Chris Lees. Was his assistant. One of the Deputy Chief Public Health Officers within SA Health, Mr President, has been the go-to person that's provided the advice on a continuing basis in relation to this particular issue. Mr President, I'll continue to accept that particular public health advice.
Supplementary, ignoring that he didn't offer to table the advice. Will a similar approach be applied to premises with liquor licensing, such as small bar licences, to extend their trading hours on this public health advice?
Treasurer.
Mr President, I have power over the shop trading hours legislation, not liquor licensing.
Supplementary on public health advice around trading hours. If extending hours is good enough for supermarkets, why is it not good enough for licensed premises, particularly of a small nature, to trade longer?
Mr President, I don't have power over the Liquor Licensing Act.